This evening, in preparation for Katha, by now we would have recognized that our Katha is taken from the Shiva Mahapuran. And so there is a beautiful discussion about to take place between Bhagwan Shankar and Parvati Devi. But before we join in this beautiful Katha, we glorify Mata Saraswati, the goddess of learning, the goddess of speech. And so we pray, O Ma Saraswati, may you sharpen our intellect to receive the message that will now be taught. We pray to you, O Mata Saraswati, with faith, with love and with devotion. Om Aim Saraswati Namaha. Saraswati Vandana. Lord Shiva begins to speak to Parvati Devi, and Lord Shiva begins by asking two questions. He begins to talk and he begins by asking two questions. Have you ever asked a question to somebody and they answer you with a question? Have you ever genuinely wanted to find out something and you ask, and somebody asks you a question in return and confuse you even more? Parvati says, Lord Shiva, I want you to tell me a katha that will be nourishing to my Atma, to my soul. But oh Lord Shiva, I want you to tell me this with all your love. And Bhagwan Shankar, he begins to speak and he says, Parvati, I want to begin by asking you a question. And so the question is, who can help us? Tonight, if I were to ask you that question, who can help you? What answer will you give? Who can help you? And Lord Shiva asked the second question to Parvati, who can destroy you? Tonight, who can help us? If you need help, where will you turn to? Where can you go searching for help? Parvati, hearing the two questions of Bhagwan Shankar, Parvati Devi, she sits there and she says, Lord Shiva, I don't want you to ask me any question. I want you to tell me the katha. I'm not interested in answering any of your questions. I want you to tell me the katha. And Lord Shiva says, I ask those questions so that you can understand the katha that I'm going to tell. Bhagwan Shankar tells Parvati, at one time there lived Charo Bai. Char means ek, do, teen, char. Char means four. Charo Bai, there lived four brothers. And the description that could be given, they were agyan. Agyan means that they were foolish. They were foolish. They were described as being foolish. The interpretation of foolish can be interpreted in many different ways. We can interpret that one word in many different ways. But it goes on to say that they were agyan murk. They were foolish and they were dull-witted and they were beings of little intelligence. So it gives a further description of how foolish they were. Sometimes we look around and we ask, are you for real? Are you naturally this way, or did you take a course to be so foolish? You can't just be so foolish. You must have had some help. They were agyan. They were dull-witted and they had very little knowledge. And so because of this, their parivar, their family, and all of those who lived around laughed at them, at how foolish they were. Have you ever done something foolish and everybody look at you and laugh at you? You ever put on your nice outfit backwards? You ever put on the wrong shoes on the wrong side of your foot? Or you ever dress up real nice and went to work or somewhere to a function with your bedroom slippers? And when you reach, you realize you have the wrong shoes on or the wrong slipper on. It is so easy for people to laugh at us. Not knowing our circumstances or situation, it is so easy not only for people to laugh at us, but for us to laugh at others as well. We're good at laughing at others. They were all very foolish. Four of them, they were foolish, and nobody could decipher which one was more foolish than the other. They were all equal. They were all on par. And one day, while sitting in each other's company, four of them, they had a beautiful discussion. Lord Shiva tells Parvati. Four of them, one day, they sat in each other's company and they started talking about themselves, among themselves. Sitting in each other's company, they thought that we need to get some vidya. Vidya means knowledge, so that people will not laugh at us And so that we would not look foolish, we would stand out wherever we went. The four of them, they decided that they will all go in four different directions. One went in the east, one went in the west, one went in the north, and one went in the south. And so they decided that they will all find a guru, and so they would live in the kul or the ashram of their guru. So they will be taught, so that they would not look foolish. Going in the different directions, all of them, they chanted one mantra. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And going in the different directions, these four brothers, they found their gurus. Staying in the ashram of their gurus, they decided that after 10 years, we will all come back and we will meet in the same spot. Last year, with a few months different, we were all sitting in the same spot, doing the very same thing, but listening to a different katha that came from a different text. All of them going in a different direction. All of them, they praised Lord Shiva. Jai Jai Shiva Avinashi. Praying to that God, O Lord Shiva, help us to rid ourselves of the ignorance of being foolish. And so praying to Bhagwan Shankar, what will happen? Something happens. They begin to pray to Lord Shiva. And so, four brothers, 10 years, they must stay in their Gurukul, the ashram of their Guru, to learn, to teach, to extract whatever knowledge could be gained out of the feet of the Guru. What will happen? Four brothers, they went in different directions and they all found Gurus of their own. But all of them, they were devoted to Bhagwan Shankar. Tonight, if I were to ask you the question, how would you feel not to be in contact with your brothers and your sisters for 10 years? How would you feel? How would you feel? Not being able to see them, not being able to talk to them, not being able to know if they're okay or if something has happened to them. How would you feel? Some people say, thank God. Some people say, oh God. Some people say, my brothers and my sisters, they're like a burden on my shoulder. They're like parasites. Some people say, my brothers and my sisters, they were created by God. God took His time and He created them. And so they're an asset to me. But while your brothers and your sisters, they are an asset to you, what are you to them? How will they classify you? How will they term you? There's some people, from the time you see them, you don't know bad news. Every living day of their life, lend me 20, lend me 100. They have money to do everything for everybody else but themselves. They know how to make everybody else happy, but they don't know how to make their own selves happy. Four brothers went in four different directions, and going in these different directions, all of them, they found their gurus and they started living in the kul, the ashram of their guru. All our kathas are centered around Guru because the world is celebrating Guru Purnima. Tomorrow our katha is based only on Guru. And so living in the ashram of their Guru, what will happen? Something will happen. When is the last time we visited the home of our Guru? When is the last time we looked for our Guru? When is the last time we took up our phone and we called our Guru to make sure he was alive? Tonight, living in their Gurukuls, living in the ashram of their Guru, time passed very quickly, and so these 10 years were about to come to an end. And so as time passed very quickly, what will happen? Lord Shiva continues to tell Parvati Devi. Time went very quickly, and it was now the time when these four brothers will leave the ashram of their Guru to go back to their respective homes, to go back to their home, to that place where they had planned to meet after 10 years. If somebody promises to meet with you in a particular place after 10 years, do you think they'll remember? We make a promise that we'll do something in the next hour and we forget. We make a promise we'll do something tomorrow and we forget. We make an appointment for our own self and we forget. We make an appointment to go to the doctor to have a critical test done and we forget we made the appointment. Have you ever experienced that before? The time had come when they would leave their Gurukul, the ashram of their Guru. But they encountered a problem. They became very attached to their Guru and they did not want to leave. All four of them, they were so attached to their Guru that they did not want to leave. Not wanting to leave, the separation, the pain of separation was so much that some of them reached before some. And all of them, they had to wait on one another. Have you ever made a plan to go someplace and you have to meet at a point for a particular time? And then we say traffic. Traffic, Kuva, by the Children's Hospital. Bad traffic. And you say accident. And you say, how you know it's an accident? You say, well, I don't know, I see an ambulance pass. So I think it's an accident. They all got there, but they got there at different times. And waiting on each other, as four brothers met each other, they were happy to see each other. Do you feel happy to see your brothers and your sisters when they come to your home? Do you feel happy when they come? Sometimes. Depending on what they're coming for. And meeting each other, they were very happy. And they looked at each other. And they were now very proud to show each other what they had learned. They were very proud to show each other what they had learned in the Gurukul, the ashram of their Guru. You and I, we are always very proud to show what we could do. You and I, we are very proud to show what we are capable of doing, or what we think we are capable of doing. And so meeting each other after 10 long years, it says now, they were discussing what they were taught in the ashram of their Guru. What do you think they would be taught? What do you think they will be taught? Do you think they will be taught only good things? You'll be shocked to know what they were taught. Listen, Lord Shiva tells Parvati. Four of them, they sat and they were telling each other about what they learned in the Gurukul. And the eldest said that I learned in the ashram of the Guru how to take the bones of dead animals and mount back the body. How to mount all of those bones back together. The second said that I learned how when you mount the body of the animal, I learned how to put on the flesh back onto the body. The third brother said, well, in the ashram of my Guru, I learned how to put on back the hair and all of the nails and all of those things back onto the body of the animal. And the last brother said, well, I learned better than all of you. I learned how to bring back the dead animal to life. Four of them, listen to what they learned. The first one learned to take the bones of any dead animal and mount it back so that you could see what animal it was. The second one learned how to take the flesh and put it back together. The third one learned how to beautify. And the fourth one learned how to bring back life to the dead animal. Would you want to have those powers? Would you want to have those powers? A few weeks ago, we were coming from Yagya and we passed close to the cemetery in Lotian. And you have to drive through the cemetery. The cemetery was on both sides of the road. And while it was maybe minutes after 12, there were some people inside of there and they were lighting candles. And I looked at the group and I said, you all want to go and see? And they said, go by yourself. I said, what do you think they're doing in the cemetery at 12 o'clock in the night? They said, juju. And I looked at them and I said, well, I don't know how to do juju, so I want to go and see how to do juju. And they said, well, go by yourself, but don't park up here, no. Park up somewhere. We could drop you out and come back for you. But we're not coming out. What do you think somebody could do in the cemetery 12 o'clock in the night? Do you think they could do something? I don't know, don't answer. I don't know and I don't want you to answer either. But I want to tell you with full conviction that I have no belief in that. So whether what is done in the cemetery at 12 o'clock in the night, if it is really geared at doing something negative to me, I want to tell you, Om Namah Shivaya, it has no effect on me because I do not believe in that. When people come to us as pundits and they tell us, well, I feel somebody do something to me, I look at them and I say, so what do you do for yourself? Don't think about what somebody could do you. Think about what you could do for yourself. Think about what you could do to enhance yourself. Think about what you could do to make yourself a better person. Well, they really ain't like me, you know. And it's all kind of Obia man they went to. Really? Well, you go to the biggest Obia man. Bhagavan mere naiya us paar laga dena. Go to God. Tell God. Say, God, whatever they are doing, I don't want you to send it back to them. I want you to give them a blessing. A blessing for whatever they have done. Because by them trying to do me something wrong or something bad, they're taking away my karma, my sin. Four brothers, and listen to what they have learned. And so all of them, they were very eager to show each other what they had learned. And Lord Shiva says, Parvati, very quickly they found the carcass. They found the bones of a dead animal. Having no clue what type of animal it was, they just saw bones. They took it up and quickly they started mounting these bones. Have you ever gone to the cemetery? And when you go, they're digging the grave and you see bones? You know who you are going to put in the hole, but you don't know who was in the hole before. Have you ever experienced that before? You know who you are going to put in the hole, but you don't know who was in the hole before. You're seeing fragments of clothes, and you're seeing bones, and you're seeing fragments of the skull, and you could identify the bones. You could tell. So too they found the carcass of an animal. They were not able to determine what type of animal it was by looking at the bones. But they quickly took up these bones and they started to mount it back. And Lord Shiva says, Parvati, listen to what happens. As they quickly started mounting the bones of the animal, something happened. Bhagwan Shankar says very quickly they started mounting the bones. And after they would have mounted the bones, the other brothers started placing back the flesh together. And the other one beautified the animal. And mounting and beautifying the animal, they realized that it was a singh. Singh means a lion. They mounted the body of a lion. And so it says the final brother, what he did, he placed life into the lion. All of them, they did not only talk about what they could do, they really did what they say they could do. Some people, when they tell you what they could do or what they can do, you don't believe until you see. And then you say seeing is believing. But sometimes you see and you still can't believe. I'll tell you a secret. I'll tell you a secret. I was privileged enough to do a culinary course in UAE. And one of the projects we had to do is we had to bake a cake at home and icing the cake in a particular way. And I ordered it. I took it on the day of the exam and I placed it on the table. The teacher looked at me and she said, I know you were capable, but I don't think you're capable of doing this. And I looked at her. I said, with prayers, all things are possible. And she looked at me. She said, did you pray or did you pay? And I say, well, I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to answer. Only after you give me my mark and I have my certificate, then I'm going to tell you the whole story. But there is a story. Seeing it, she knows that I can. She knows that I was capable of. But seeing it, she knows right away that I had nothing to do with that. There's some people you could know what they did from what they didn't do. There's some people you could know when they get help from when they didn't get help. You ever hear somebody say they could well cook? And when you taste the food, you say, oh God. I remember the first impression of one of my uncles who is here tonight. He said that he could make the best curry ever. And he put coconut milk in the curry and nobody could eat it. It was like sugar cake. I'll never forget that. And he said, I'm the best cook. I could cook real good. And his father was a pundit. His father was a pundit. He said, I could cook real good. I'm accustomed to seeing how to cook. And coconut milk for so. After breathing life into the lion ran amok. And the first thing the lion will do, the lion started to eat. And you know who he will eat? The lion ate the four brothers. Bhagwan Shankar said to Parvati, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The katha has come to an end. Parvati looks at Bhagwan Shankar and she says, Lord Shiva, you told me there were four brothers, they were very foolish. You told me that they went into the school of their guru. You told me that they learned and they mastered the art of mounting bones and putting flesh back together and dressing up the animal and bringing back the animal to life. And then you told me that the animal ate them. And then you're saying the entire katha came to an end? Lord Shiva, you just confused me. And Lord Shiva, he says, Parvati, continue to listen. Bhagwan Shankar says, Parvati, I began by asking you two questions. Who can help you? And who can destroy you? And you thought that my questions, they were foolish questions. You said that you did not want to answer any questions. You just wanted to listen. And so, Lord Shiva says, Parvati, tell me of those four brothers. Who was really the person responsible for destroying them? Tonight, who is responsible for destroying those four brothers? Is it the one that mounted the bones? Is it the one that dressed up and placed back the flesh onto the body? Is it the one that placed the skin and the nails back together? Or is it the one that placed life into the body of the lion? Who is responsible for the demise of those four brothers? Tonight you think, who is responsible? Parvati, hearing Lord Shiva, Parvati says, Lord Shiva, tell me, why are you asking me? Tell me, I want to know. Bhagwan Shankar tells Parvati, the qualities of those four brothers can be found in any one of us. It can be found in you and it can be found in myself. The qualities of those four brothers could be found in any one of us. Parvati says, how come? Lord Shiva, tell me. And Lord Shiva says, sometimes we take nothing and make it into something. Is that true or not? Sometimes even we have to resurrect something from the dead, we will take it out back. He says, there is a quality inside of us that know to dress up everything nice and make everything look good. And he says there is a quality in us that know how to cover up real good. Is that true? We know somebody is fault. We know somebody is causing hurt and pain to us. But yet we'll try to cover up their actions by trying to make them look as though they are saints. We are suffering because of them. But we will not admit that we are suffering because we are so busy trying to make everybody else look good. And in reality, everybody else laughing at us. They know how foolish we are. Long ago, we had secrets. And nobody knew anybody's business. In 2018, I want to tell you, God bless the man who created Facebook. But oh God, God cursed that man as well. Because it have nothing in this world that goes on and you wouldn't find it on Facebook. Even this yagya tonight. On Facebook. Ants bite you, you put it on Facebook. Somebody tell you something you didn't like, it's on Facebook. On Facebook, the most booming matter is where a girl dressed in a short pants went to the Hanuman temple. You all saw it? And puja was taking place. And so one of the persons in charge of the temple looked at her and said, there is a Swami here from India. And so because of your attire, you would not be able to enter because yajna is taking place at this time. And you know what she did? She called the news and everybody and she said to them, I'm being discriminated at. And so this is deemed to be a public place. And they're saying to me, I can't come. But they didn't say to her, don't come. They said to her, your attire is not appropriate. We must know that there is some level of appropriateness that we must attain mentally, physically, before we stand in front of God. Will you wear that clothes to go to a church? Will you wear that same clothes to go to the mosque? No. But you expect to go to the temple and not be told anything else. She puts it up on Facebook and the whole world sees. But what really is the truth? What really is the truth? Tonight, Bhagwan Shankar says, there are many of us who know to dress up everything and make it look nice. And he says, Parvati, after you resurrect from the dead, make it look nice, beautify it, then there is only one more thing that will happen. That same thing will destroy you in the end. That same thing will cause pain and hurt to you in the end. There is a slogan that we use on WhatsApp and everywhere else. MYOB. You all know about it? MYOB? You all know what it means? MYOB. I have learned that in order for our lives to become smooth sailing and for us not to have too much excessive headache, we have to learn the MYOB. M is for mind, Y is for your, O is for own, and B is for business. Mind your own, it pays you better. Anybody come to tell you anything about anybody else, say, listen, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. I could hardly know about myself, so I really don't want to know about nobody else. I say in 2018, everybody look at you and the first thing they see, and they say, oh God, you get fat? And I say, from the time they tell me, they say, hey, you get fat? I say, you should have seen me, I was fatter. You now see me, I lost plenty of weight. I was fatter than this. Never allow anybody to take away your happiness. Never allow anybody to mount any skeleton from in any closet and make it look nice and bring life into it to cause disturbances into your life. Never allow anybody to create a monster that will make you unhappy. Om Namah Shivaya. Tonight I want to tell you that it is impossible to make everybody happy all the time. It is impossible to make everybody happy all the time. But tonight I want to tell you, adapt the quality. Who vex? That's their business. Because if you go to think about everybody who is vexed and all the reasons why they were vexed, you live your whole life trying to please everybody else, and you're dead and you didn't do a single thing for your own self. You're gone and you didn't do anything good for your own self. The young people say, who dead lost? Who vexed lost? Who vexed lost? Tonight I want to tell you, do not allow anybody or anything to take away your happiness from you. Samikaika tara jag bole jal tal nabhame madhur swagole. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Tonight when you go home, I want you to ask yourself, when you lie on your bed, reflect on the katha that you would have heard and ask yourself, which one of the brothers you would have wanted to be? Which one of the brothers you would have wanted to be? Ask yourself, if you could have been any one of those brothers, which one you would have wanted to be? The one who could mount up the bones? The one who could put back the flesh together? The one who could put on back the skin and make the lion look beautiful? Or the one who could put a life in it? Ask yourself which one you want it to be. Which one you want it to be? Sherry, if you had a choice, which one you'll choose? Every single one of them, they were important and instrumental. Tonight, never wish to be any one of them. Never wish to be any one of them. Parvati, hearing the beautiful katha, Parvati indeed, she was very pleased. And being very pleased, she bowed to Bhagwan Shankar. Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai.